Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to In the Trenches with Dr. Tammy. I'm excited about today. This weekend was more than amazing. I hosted the very first game night. I must say, the turnout was really good. We had a beautiful spread by Chef Ked, and we had the celebrity photographer, Dr. Antoine Dwayne Jones, there taking our photos. So be on the lookout for that. I hope that you're following me on Facebook and Instagram so that you can see all of these wonderful things that we have that are going on. But I want to say this morning that we're going to continue talking about this journey of mine and maybe even your journey as well. You see, I've gotten a few more questions since last week, and I welcome those. I am excited to share. I'm excited to give you my own personal experiences with love, relationships, education, courageous conversations, whatever it is that we need to discuss. I need for everyone to understand that we can go on, we can heal, we can love again. That is my goal. That is my current journey. As we discussed last week, I actually was in a very long term relationship. I shared with you some of the ups and downs of that particular relationship. More downs than ups, but I'm still smiling. And I'm hoping that you are doing the same. I learned so many things from that particular relationship. I learned that I can still move on. And that is the message that I want to share with you today. I want to share that no matter how it may look in the moment, no matter how you may feel in the moment, your greater is on the way. I had some questions after the session about your heart, Dr. Tammy. Tell me about your heart. Why does your heart still have the capacity to love? Let me just say this. I strongly believe that I deserve love. I believe that you deserve love. But with regard to my heart, it's still going to give. It is open to receiving love. It is bigger than most people could ever imagine, even after that past hurt. Hurt does not define who we are. It does not. You go through it, you try to move on. And here's the other thing I want you to know. Don't allow anyone else to dictate to you how much time it takes for you to be able to move on. For some of us, you could move on very quickly. Others of us may take months, years. We just don't know. It is an individual process of healing. You heal based on doing some of the work. So you ask again about my heart and why is it open? I took some time. I took some time just to focus on me. I read a lot. I ran a lot. Yes, I do run every now and then. It's more of a jog these days than a run. But I exercised and I focused on me. And when I say I exercise, I don't mean just my muscles or my body, but I really exercise my brain. I gave time to thinking about what it is that I deserve. And not just what I deserve, but also what is it that I need? What kind of person do I need in my life? What kind of person would I like to have in my life? Many of us have an idea of a person. We say that we have a preference of that particular person. Sometimes that preference isn't exactly what it is that we need. So I took some time to self reflect. I had to look myself in the mirror and say, you probably played a part in letting that thing go on a little bit longer than it should have. That is a very difficult conversation to have with yourself, to acknowledge that you two shared in the responsibility of not letting go when you knew it was time to let go. Last week I spoke about how your mind knows, but your heart doesn't want to let go. As I move forward in this journey in life, entrepreneurship, training, teaching, love, I am looking forward to taking full responsibility for how much time, energy, and effort that I give to any of those things in my life, because I must be responsible for saying enough is enough. Or I should be responsible for saying, guess what? This could take a little bit more time. I like the way this is going. I like what direction this is going. And that's anything in my life. And I encourage you to do the same. I encourage you to take a moment every single day just to self reflect, to think about those things that are important to you. Think about how you want those things to move in your life, whether it's a professional goal, whether it's a personal goal with your family, your kids, your significant other, whatever it is that you want. Take a moment. Take a moment each and every day. Think about how those things were happening in your life, but really importantly, take the time. Take the time to think about you and what role you played in that success. And unfortunately, sometimes we have to think about the role we played in its failure. So back to my heart. It is definitely open. I have taken that time to look at me. I continue to reflect every day because, as I said last week, none of us, and I do mean none of us, including little old me, is perfect. But I 100% believe that two imperfect people can connect, can build together, can love, and what they actually build will be absolutely perfect just for the two of them. So when I think about that, I get excited. I get really excited because there's an imperfect person out there in this world waiting for me. He is praying right now. Ooh, send me somebody like Dr. Tammy. And guess what? I am absolutely ready to receive that. Because I know in my heart of hearts that I am a whole blessing to somebody. He's just got to find me. So let's think a little bit more about healing. I want you to take the time to decide what healing looks like to you. Is healing for you something that takes personal space where you remove yourself from others and activities? It's okay to say, no, I'm not going tonight. I really don't feel up to it. Because oftentimes people think that when you go through a breakup, heartbreak, so to speak, everybody runs to you. They run and say, oh my gosh, we got to get them out of the house. They need to go to this activity, that activity. They try to fill your social calendar as if you don't have anything else going on in your life, because that's their perception that they're helping you. And it's okay for people to want to help, but what you have to do as an individual is you have to say, you know what? Right now, in this moment, that is not what I need. I don't need to be at a party Friday night, Saturday night, brunch on Sunday. I don't have to go to every single wind down Wednesday that there is in my area. You know why? Because I am taking the time that I need for me. Now, for some of you, it could mean that, yes, I'm getting out of this house. I don't want to sit here with my feelings. But I say to those of you who say that I don't want to sit with my feelings, I think that it's important for you to do that at times. Because when you don't take the time to address how you're feeling, address your role in whatever may have happened, how it transpired, you are very likely to repeat some of those same mistakes. Now, let me say this. I am definitely not judging because this girl right here, it took some time to process every one of those feelings that I had because some of those feelings were not positive feelings. When you're hurt or when you've given your all to someone else and you start to think about everything that you may have done, you actually question yourself at times. You may even wonder, am I worthy? What did I do wrong? The truth of the matter is, you may have not have done anything wrong at all. And one thing you better know is you are absolutely worthy. You are worthy of every single desire of your heart, every single blessing that you would like to have. You are definitely most worthy. But you must decide how you move forward. You must decide what that new journey is going to look like, because the journey that you're on now is kind of a continuation. You know, things change every single day. You started over. When I started over, I called it a fresh start, right? I created all these new passwords for my computer, for all of my devices, because for me, I was starting all over again. And I wanted it to look different. I wanted to have something very different. But it began with me. I felt and still feel that I cannot have someone else in my life without doing the work. So I did the work. But here's something that people tend to forget. Personal growth, it is ongoing. It is ongoing. And it's okay to continue to work. It's okay to continue to prepare yourself for whatever it is that you're seeking to have on your journey. And that right there excites me, because when my person shows up, when he presents himself and he says, you are the one, I'm absolutely going to be ready. Absolutely going to be ready. So I have a question today that was sent to me from one of the viewers. Let me share this question. And here it is. After 2 long marriages, relationships, how long do you think you would be willing to give the next relationship before giving that person an ultimatum of sorts? So I thought about that question for a bit. I'm not giving an ultimatum to anyone. Let me tell you why. I have decided that on this journey of love finding me, not me finding love, but love finding me, that as we begin to have our initial discussions, those types of things will be covered. You know, talking about what I want up front. I found that without giving it a negative connotation, it kind of removes some people from your life. When you say to someone, hey, I am only interested in having a long-term committed relationship, or I'm interested in only dating my husband, you can best believe there are people who are out of there so fast, you don't even have to worry about getting to a point where you have to give an ultimatum. Because as you begin that journey, as you begin to talk, date, share interests, and things that you have in common, you find that it is so much easier for those people to actually remove themselves. And you don't even have to get to that place where you have spent, as I did in the past, well over a decade in a situation that did not end the way that you would like to end it. So I say, for me, no ultimatum needed. As we go into the process of deciding if we are compatible with each other, these talks, conversations are all up front. And again, they begin to remove themselves. Yep, trust me, it has happened a number of times. And then the other thing you need to think about is sometimes you just don't even communicate with some people because you know initially it's not a good fit. And it's okay that they're not a good fit for you. They may be a much better fit for someone else. So I actually challenge you to decide what you want, how you want to pursue it. If you are going to be the pursuer, I personally prefer to be pursued because, as I shared, I am a whole blessing to somebody's son. And with that being said, thank you so much for sharing your time and your space with me today. I'm excited about continuing this journey. I hope to answer more questions each week. I hope to encourage someone. I hope that today brought about your ability and your capacity to love again, if that is indeed what you're seeking to do. I hope that if nothing else, that you left here feeling positive about life and its journeys, because it doesn't always have to be about love. It could be any of those other things that you're working on in your life. I simply encourage you to go after every single dream and desire of your heart, and to know that you are absolutely, absolutely worthy. Happy Friday. Much love.